Okay, our first grammar lesson in this fun grammar video experiment are singular possessives. Now, singular doesn't mean how many of the thing you have. Singular refers to how many of you there are. So when we say singular, we mean the thing doing the possessing, Simone, Simone is only one person. It doesn't matter if she has one scarf or many scarves. How do you spell scarves? There's my online handwriting. Okay, it doesn't matter how many scarves, if there's one or many. Singular possessive means Simone is one person. She is the singular item. Now, this is the most straightforward kind. We all know this. The question of where we put the apostrophe and the S is very clear. Simone's scarf, regardless of whether she has one or many. So, likewise, if we have George's hat or the school's policy, it becomes George's hat and the school's policy, regardless of how many there are over here. Okay? Now, what begins to get tricky is when we have a singular possessive that ends in an S, and this is what trips people up. A lot of people think that because this ends in an S, all you do is tack on an apostrophe at the end. But that's not actually the case. If you're trying to compliment Mr. Gates on how nice his suit looks, there is a trick. There's a rule. You write it how you say it. If you were to pronounce this, if you were to say this out loud, it would be Mr. Gates' suit. But that's not what you would say to him. I mean, you could say it to him, but he'd probably look at you pretty funny. You write it how you say it. You say Mr. Gates's suit. So even though it looks weird, even though it feels wrong, this is actually correct. Mr. Gates apostrophe S suit. Even though there are 3 S's in a row, it doesn't matter. You write it how you say it. Likewise, if you're trying to remind Charles how to tie his tie, it is Charles's tie. Even though you think it looks funny, I promise you it's right. Now, if you don't believe me, there's an easy trick to get around this mess. You can flip the order. You could say instead the suit of Mr. Gates or the tie of Charles, but you'd sound pretty old and I don't think anyone would want to be your friend. So, again, write it how you say it. Now, this being English, there is, of course, 2 exceptions to the rule. Why wouldn't there be? If you mean Jesus or Moses, okay, this is not Jesus, this is Jesus, Son of God, or Moses, the man who went to the mountaintop. We have decided that they are so special that they get their own rules. Jesus just gets the apostrophe, as does Moses. I'm sorry, it's the rule, it's annoying. When it's Mr. Gates is not Jesus. He gets the apostrophe S. Jesus is so special, it becomes Jesus's parables. Even though, again, you say Jesus's parables. Again, you want to get around this rule, you could flip it. Because the parables of Jesus and the visions of Moses, that sounds old as Jesus and Moses are. So, that is our first lesson. Good luck on your quiz.